everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Chase Ferrani. I'm a musician, songwriter, and the whole nine. And let's get right now a little bit into the background, where I'm from, so you can kind of get familiar with me. Well, I was originally born in Cuba. Yes, you know that little country that has messed up relationships with our country here, the United States. I was originally born in Cuba. Came here in '97 when I was just a little nerdy kid. Funny haircut, big glasses. Funny shorts all the way up to the belly button type of thing. And very early on, I fell in love with hip hop, even before I could even understand words. So, I kind of knew that was gonna be something for me. So, fell in love with hip hop, learned the language, started writing songs. Remember, I did my first song. I had like a Walkman, the little, whatever you call it, Whackman, whatever, whack. I had a Whackman. No, I had like this little cassette player where I used to record songs. I didn't have any equipment, any tools to record. So that was my first start into music. Now, what this show is going to be about different topics that are hopefully entertaining to you, hopefully helpful, hopefully contribute to your life, hopefully make your life better. Fun, man. I'm going to try to, do the best that I can. I'm not going to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I can only be who I am. So if you like the show, you like it. If you don't like it, then I understand. It's like even ice cream. Not everybody likes the same flavor of ice cream. Believe it or not, I've met some people that don't like ice cream at all. And in my mind, I'm like, what? To you about today, and we're gonna make this first podcast very, very short. I don't want to drag it on for too long, but just for today. But I do plan on having different guests on the show and sharing content with you that's gonna help you grow, help you expand. There's a lot of things that I'm gonna be experimenting with as well, and I can share that with you, as far as the results that I got from that. So here we go. First thing I want to talk to you about today is there's a book, and I have to say I'm not a big reader. I'm not one of those people that's like nerd out reading all day. But there's a book I read recently, man, that I love. I absolutely love this book. I've read it now a few times, and I bought it not too long ago. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And this book has so many profound points, and it talks about how we care so much about things that we shouldn't even care about. Like it brings it up to light. It actually makes you see it, rather than just like, it's like, this hypothetical is like, oh yeah, we know this. But yeah, we know this, but how many things do you know that you actually apply on a day-to-day basis? Not too many. There's a lot of things that are storing your subconscious. There's a lot of things that are just storing your hard drive up there, and you don't really use it. And if you don't sometimes you need to see it to remind yourself. And this book focuses on a lot of things that we care about that we shouldn't care about. Like we should really literally not give a fuck about, but yet we do. And it talks about how you should, save like the fucks that you kind of give for specific moments, for specific reasons, for specific causes. So there's this one little story that they share in this book that I absolutely love, and it's so profound, and it talks about when the Japanese war was going on, right? And it was like, the Japanese war with the US and the whole nine, and how these generals went into, it was like a general and some of his soldiers ended up going and retrieving into the jungles of Japan. And it talks about how they, even after the war was already over, they had no clue because they cut off all communication from anybody else. And all they will do is like, they will still go and like sabotage people, like farmers, and burn down their fields and fucking kill their cows and shit like that. And they continued to wage war even after the war was over. They had no idea the war was over. The US government decided to hundreds of thousands of pamphlets, and they will fly over Japan, all over Japan, and just like throw them out. They will throw them out so that people will become more informed, but in hopes that if there was still anybody in the jungles, because they did a big search to the jungles and they can never find these people, in hopes that this general and his soldiers would be like, okay, war is over. There's no reason to keep waging war. There's no reason to keep doing none of this, and for them to come out. Well, the soldiers thought it was a trap, The general. They thought it was a setup. The war wasn't over and the whole nine. So this went on for many, 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 many years, and the soldiers died, and the last two persons that were alive was the general, and I think one of his best friends, which was also a soldier. Eventually, that soldier died, and the big boss general, whatever, was left alone. Student, a Japanese student, that he made it his mission that he wanted to do three things in life. One of them was to do something with a panda. I forget what it was. But one of his missions in life was to find this man. He set out on a journey. He went into the jungles, and his plan of attack was to go out and shout out this guy's name and tell him to come out, that the war was over. Eventually, he runs into him. He actually finds this man. Man, I'm talking about the general. He went on to write books and even do interviews and things like that. And they asked him, they said, why are you supposed to live your life like this? And he said, because I was given an order. Now, I understand when you're in the military, that's what you're taught, and the whole nine, you're supposed to follow orders. But these people had no cause. Their cause was pretty much, to take over whatever they wanted to take over, right? But the reason he wasted his life was because he was told a false narrative. He was sold a false idea that he should be fighting for this cause. And he went on his whole life fighting for this cause. Even after the war was over, he went on, I forget how many years, but there was a ton of years, just fighting this illusion, fighting this fake war that had ended already. So this book is extremely, extremely powerful. And I recommend everybody to read the book that's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And this is not a plug. This is, well, maybe it is, but nobody's paying me to say this. This is just something I'm sharing with you. And this book has had a complete, very powerful impact in my life so far. Everybody out there enjoys the show. If you want to follow me, like I said, I'm going to keep this one simple. I'm going to try to have guests on here. I'm going to try to make it more entertaining and the whole nine. Give you the best content I can. Try to help you in everything I can. And so hopefully you enjoy it. If you want to follow me, you can do so at Chase Like the Bank Ferrani on Instagram, Chase Ferrani on Twitter, Ferrani, Ferani. I hope you share it, and I will see you again next time. And remember, man, just keep going. Stay focused. No matter what you're going through today, stay that way. If there's only one thing in life that is constant, it's change. So keep your head up, keep pushing, keep working hard, keep working smart and focused. Until next time.